Hi guys, welcome to my channel called Alien Takeover. My name is Andrew, and this is my premiere show titled Alien Hypocrisy. I'm super excited to be hosting and bringing you new episodes each week. As you will see, my channel is pretty different from what you usually listen to on the topic of aliens and UFOs, and I'll tell you why. Hi guys, welcome to my channel called Alien Takeover. My name is Andrew, and this is my premiere show titled Alien Hypocrisy. I'm super excited to be hosting and bringing you new episodes each week. As you will see, my channel is pretty different from what you usually listen to on the topic of aliens and UFOs, and I'll tell you why. I see the problem as twofold. One, the aliens themselves perpetuating the lie. We are here, you see us, but don't look too close. And two, the government military-industrial complex cover-up. So the question is, what can I add to the already saturated field of ufology? Hey, that's a perfectly valid question and directly on point. In my opinion, I don't think we need another recording of a UFO doing acrobatics. There are tens of thousands we already know of or have seen in person, on TV, or social media. Obviously, governments worldwide have in their possession classified recordings, films, materials, ET technology, and who knows what else in their secret vaults. Not to mention the Vatican archives, which most likely are a treasure trove of alien information, and in all likelihood, direct alien encounter evidence passed down for thousands of years, some coming from the Library of Alexandria. Ask yourself, do we really need another witness telling the story of their encounter? Do we need another abduction to know that humans are selectively targeted for abductions and some for hybridization programs? Do we need another Department of Defense fluff story about what they don't know and why the public is suffering from mass hallucinations? Here are a few encounters that make continuing in the same manner unhelpful, and worse, a practice in futility. Why? Because a handful of these types of cases provide a microcosm of a much larger alien presence on Earth dating back several decades. As Einstein stated, doing the same thing over and over and thinking you'll have a different result is the definition of insanity. Here is my top 10 list of hard evidence that aliens are interacting with humanity. Number 1. Paul Schneider and his testimony of encountering hostile aliens underground in Dulce, New Mexico, as well as exposing a vast worldwide underground tunnel network.
Helped build two main concern bases within these United States that have some significance as far as what is it called the New World Order. Number 1 is Dulce, New Mexico. I was involved in 1979 in a horrendous firefight with alien human type, whatever you want to call them. And I was one of the survivors. I'm probably the only talking survivor you'll ever hear. Two other survivors are under close guard somewhere in these United States. One is not in very good shape. He's living in Canada. So I'm about the only one around that knows the firefight, that knows all the detailed files of the entire operation. 66 Secret Service agents, FBI and the like, Black Berets died in that firefight. I was there.
Number 2. The testimony of U.S. fighter pilot Ryan Graves. While flying, he clearly describes daily encounters with UFOs for over a 2-year period. Number 3. The Rendlesham Forest UFO event involving Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt and his memo of the incident, including a binary code message transmitted to an officer who touched the craft. Number 4. The Malmstrom Air Force Base UFO nuclear missile shutdown episode. Number 5. The Phoenix Lights experience, which was witnessed by thousands of people. Number 6. The Arecibo message that SETI transmitted into space in 1974 and was responded to in 2001 in the form of a crop circle matching the original message, but with a description of an alien race. Number 7. The Barney and Betty Hill abduction, as well as the Travis Walton abduction. Number 8. The Brazilian island of Colares, where residents were literally attacked by beams from overhead UFOs, causing great bodily injury. Number 9, the Lonnie Zamora case, where police officer Zamora witnessed a large oval-shaped craft and 2 small occupants. Upon seeing Zamora, the ETs quickly re-entered the craft and took off at a high rate of speed. Left behind were burn and indentation marks. And finally, number 10, the fascinating life of William Tompkins and his direct role with the Navy, Nordic aliens, and Operation Solar Warden. Tompkins is exceptionally credible and presents top-secret information which has turned out to be extremely accurate. You get the picture. As I've stated, we don't need another case to prove what we already know to be true. We are not only being visited by aliens, as Dr. David Jacobs states, they are walking among us and have the technology and power to control us. So the real question is, do we continue to bark up the wrong tree? Continue to beat a dead horse? Continue to drink the Kool-Aid? Or do we say, enough? It's time for governments to stop denying the truth. It's time for the so-called elites, secret societies, power brokers, and the military-industrial complex to let the sunshine in for all. Society will not collapse, religion will adapt, and life will go on. My message is clear to every alien species who have the power and technology to bring humanity as a whole, not only the secret space program, into the universe of interplanetary space travel, and consistently chooses not to. They have deliberately decided not to fully reveal themselves to humankind. They have acquiesced and obeyed Earth's power brokers to remain hidden. Stop. The game's over. You cannot control billions of cell phones aimed at the skies. You cannot control what thousands of pilots see on a regular basis. You cannot control every military personnel who has witnessed unexplained phenomena. You cannot control independent scientists who are finally objectively researching the alien presence on Earth, and a few who took part in reverse engineering alien craft and had the courage to come forward and reveal the truth, such as Bob Lazar. You cannot control when the genie will come out of the bottle. I'll tie up any loose ends of this episode with a heart-to-heart about my personal frustration and somewhat bitterness toward selective ETs, and why they can stop this charade at any time of their choosing. Today, tomorrow, or a coordinated date in the near future. It's titled The Dog and Pony Show. If you're like me, I'm sure you're sick and tired of the games and antics of the greatest cover-up ever perpetrated on the public. It's a disgrace and a disservice to humanity. A deliberate and unjustified plan to keep advanced technology secret. To deny free energy. To deny healing treatments and medicines that can cure all ailments that affect humanity. Imagine no more suffering from cancer of any type, including heartbreaking childhood cancers, as well as illnesses such as diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, COVID, aging, and everything in between. How about preventing mass tragedies, like the death of 225,000 people from an Indian Ocean tsunami? How about preventing and stopping the continued radiation fallout from the worst nuclear disaster in history, Fukushima? Radiation is still pouring out into the ocean from the reactors in staggering amounts, going directly into the food chain. And how about preventing Hitler, Stalin, and Mao Zedong from killing tens of millions of people in mass genocide? How about stopping the deadly, barbaric Ukrainian war? And finally, how about providing the means to reverse catastrophic climate change and resulting killer hurricanes, tornadoes, and rise in sea levels? I'm sure you get the point. Humanity as a whole is kept on a treadmill, churning and burning, while certain groups thrive. Yes, you guessed right. I'm speaking of those who refuse to gift humanity the means and technological marvels to achieve true freedom, to soar above and be a part of the vast and endless universe, to know that we are not alone. Whose fault is it? Possibly those sociopathic puppets and governments kneeling to their masters, or the military, with their laser focus on acquiring superior weapons to destroy so-called enemies and push us into perpetual wars. Or the military-industrial complex, working in tandem through power, greed, and control to gain an edge on their enemies and make billions of dollars in the process. I, like many others, including senators and congresspeople, do not believe a word that comes out of the Pentagon. They have zero credibility regarding the United States' possession of alien technology. Keeping technology secret that is thousands or hundreds of thousands of years beyond what we currently know is akin to possessing godlike power, at least in the minds of ego-driven elites controlling what humanity is allowed to know. Again, you guessed correctly, I am not speaking of the psychopaths running the world in smoke-filled rooms. We already know that governments lie and cheat and will continue to do so in their efforts to hold on to power and control. I am specifically talking about our cosmic ET neighbors, who seem to treat us as livestock to be experimented upon. We all know for a fact that they are in our skies, underground, in our oceans, on the moon, and every place in between. And for what purpose? Under other circumstances, we are abducted against our will, kidnapped, poked and prodded, and placed under a superior means of mind control. Please don't label these abductees as experiencers. They are not. They do not willfully smile and say, "Let me hop on board while you pull out the Nazi playbook to experiment on me." Those abducted suffer from PTSD and physical harm and are traumatized for life. They usually have other members of their family kidnapped and used as sacrificial lambs to the slaughter, thus creating generations of slaves for a future of hybrids potentially controlling our planet. What species mutilates nearly every type of animal and then drops it from a height where its bones are broken? I ask you, what civilized species would manipulate Homo sapien DNA, seed humanity, and then sit back and watch humanity destroy itself? What civilized and compassionate species would stand by and watch the Earth in all its fragility continue to be torn apart? Basically waiting until the Earth becomes one giant wasteland to even consider helping. I don't like what is happening, and I am calling out those impotent, spineless ETs who cower with fear because they, just like our secret dark government, want to keep the status quo in place. I do not have any accolades to bestow on advanced yet seemingly heartless ETs. I don't buy all those so-called gurus who espouse the existence of angels, saints, and ETs who are actively protecting humanity. I'm not saying they don't actually exist, but I want proof. Show me proof. Where are they hiding? And why? Where are Earth's protectors, the so-called Palladians of the universe whose role is a savior of sorts? I am so tired of this manipulative game of hide and seek from the masses. We, the people, blindly seek, while a select few continue to capitalize through covert agreements with multiple alien species. I, for one, am disgusted. It's well overdue for benevolent, loving, kind, and spiritually enlightened ETs to reveal themselves and stop groveling to small-minded, ego-driven maniacs in power. My God, stand up and bestow goodness. If not, don't let the cloud hit you on your way out. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and keep smiling.